Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet. Happy to be with you this afternoon. Hopefully the weather is good wherever you are. I know there's some storms coming through in Southern Illinois, so hopefully you all are safe. And we will begin our TA session. First of all, does anybody have any questions that I can answer right off the bat? No? Okay, one of the things that we do have available now are the work plans. And I went through and myself and some of the team members from Illinois WorkNet entered the work plans, and Chase is going through the process of approving them. And what happens here is you entered some information on an Excel spreadsheet, and that information got entered into the system with your overview, some projected numbers, some different pieces here. What you will be doing, and we will be releasing this, I believe, tomorrow night. So I think it's going to be available on Friday, if not Friday, Monday. And so what you will then do is go to the plan that is yours, and you will click on, so let me start back up here at the top. You'll go to the navigator and select that if you need to, and then you'll click on your plan. Then you will scroll down to where it says quarterly narrative updates. You will add your narrative, and what you'll do is you'll pick, we need to fix the words here. We have a typo here, but we'll fix this. And so for the quarter ending March 31st, you will enter all of anything that you need to type in here. I believe there is a 20,000 character limit. I could be off on that, but there is a very large character limit. So if you're entering anything, you will enter it in here. There are no uploads for you to do. Every bit of information needs to be typed into the narrative text box. And then when you're done with that, you will click save. Whoops, I guess I need to save something. Have something to save. All right, and then you can return to the list so that if you happen to have access to another project organization, you'll be able to edit that. Now, what I did with the project plans was, for example, St. Clair County, you have 2 grants for 2021. And Mantricon, you have 2 grants for 2021. So you will be entering your narrative for both intermediary and navigator plans into the one narrative box. So you'll have to work together to make sure that you've got your narrative squared away. All of this information needs to be entered by April 30th. So that you can have the reporting information entered in time, excuse me, for us to compile the information to submit to WIPs. Okay, any questions about that information? We are preparing a process to submit for modifications that will probably not be ready before June, just to let you know. We do need to get approval from the admin team first, and we need to complete the navigator tools first. We do have a dashboard planned to come in so that you can see what your dashboard numbers look like. And just to avoid confusion, this reports down here is for when a report comes back from WIPs. and it will be stationed here. So there is nothing here for you to do right now. For your narrative report, you click on your plan, go down to the bottom where it says quarterly narrative updates, and you need to add the narrative update. Now, another thing that needs to happen for someone to approve all of this information on your paper documents, you may have had other people listed as that person responsible for this particular item, but in the list of people for me to select, there was only one person added. So what you need to do is follow the user management instructions and add the additional people for your organization who need to have access to the tools in IWIS. So are there any questions about using user management? We covered it last week in our webinar. The guidelines that go into the narrative are listed right here. So it's a summary of your grant activities, your progress toward your grant goals, status update on strategic partnership activities, status update on employer engagement strategies, key issues and technical assistance needs, summarize your significant accomplishments and reference success stories by name. Who did you submit as a success story for the quarter? And all information for the narrative must be entered in the text box. So does everybody know how to submit a success story? Kathy's shaking her head. Yeah, I got that down pat. But does everybody else know how to submit a success story? Speak now or forever hold your peace. This is the time for y'all to ask questions. Would anyone like me to show you?
I do want to thank you for solving the picture size on the success stories last year. That was great. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so does anybody else need me to show you how to submit a success story? Or am I preaching to the choir? Oh, thank you, Deborah. So from the partner page, I got this set up for y'all nice and easy here. From the partner page, all you have to do is click this button right here where it says submit success story. It will take you right to the tool where you can submit your story. You just have to log in and submit. You can submit on behalf of a participant. You can submit on behalf of an employer, and you can log in and submit on behalf of any of those people. For Apprenticeship Illinois, this is the only program that gives you the ability to submit a community success story. So that is an opportunity for you that isn't in the other grant programs. And yes, a picture is required. And there is some details that you do have to follow. So this is who is submitting the information. What is the story? Who's it about? Where is it about? This one is actually the community one. What parameters does it meet over here? The title, the success story, and your picture that you're going to add needs to be 612 pixels by 612 pixels. So if you have a photo editor, I happen to use Snagit. You can see right down here at the bottom of the picture how to manipulate the size of the image, but it needs to be 612 by 612. So if you start with a bigger image and pare it down, it will work better than if you start out with an itty bitty image and try to make it bigger. And a logo will work, but we actually prefer something of interest to show people what they've got, what you've got going on that will make something interesting. So did I answer questions for you? Thank you for asking the question, Deborah and Tanya. I appreciate that. And let me show you, I'm going to show you who has success stories submitted right now. So right now, we have a couple of stories submitted in 2021. I'm going down to the bottom of the list here. I've got one story submitted from Emily Perks. Yay, Emily Perks.
Woohoo.
Apprenticeship Illinois, or Apprenticeship Illinois from January. Now, if I remember correctly, and Chase, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you're supposed to be submitting a success story once a month, or is it once a quarter? Kathy, what is it? Chase, what is it?
It was quarter. I don't know what it.
Yeah,
the 20
yeah, it is quarter. But that's the requirement's once a quarter, but we encourage, I mean, once a month would be fantastic. So.
All right, so I get to see what everybody submitted. And unless there's one other one on the page. Tanya, oh yay, Tanya Odom. She submitted one on 3/31. So yay, Tanya. So we have 2 agencies that have submitted so far. So
Yay. Yay.
You need to get them submitted, folks. And if you're unsure of what a success is, we can talk about that next week if we need to. But if you're just starting in, if you don't even have your customers set up, you may not have a success story yet. In that case, you do need to, on your narrative, make sure that you mention the fact that you haven't enrolled people yet to have a success. All right, because we don't want that to be a sticking point for you. All right, what else do we need to talk about for you so that we can make this as successful as possible for you? You're welcome to open up your microphones and ask a question.
Hey Dee, this is Chase, can we talk about like the main user and how they're able to add people into the organization?
It's through user management. So if we go to Partner Tools and go to the Customer Support Center, IWIS, each organization has someone from their organization that has access to the user management. And we did talk about this last week, so it is in last week's recording. So if you click on the user management icon,
And just to touch on that real quick, that is the primary contact should be who has it for every single organization now.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's actually the case. It's the person that was on the list that you sent me.
Yeah, right. That's what I was saying. So everyone that knows now, it's the primary contact that was submitted. So that's who has the user management for each organization now.
So if I look up ABC Associated Builders, I can see that Alicia Martin has access, and I can go through this and look at each organization, and Alicia has access to add additional users. Kathy.
Okay, so if I heard Chase correctly, and I just want to confirm that regardless of who had access previously, it's now been changed to the lead person for the 21 grant. And I can actually then expand to include other people, correct?
I think so. Let's see if you have, so are you the primary on?
Yeah, I'm
this
the
grant?
primary.
So you have user management access.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, so, sorry, Kathy, I might not have explained that the best because I didn't know how people had acted before, but yeah, for this one, it should be whoever was the primary contact or is the primary contact with the grant will have the access to be able to add anyone else within the organization, like your fiscal people and all that. So,
Okay, thank you.
There is a question, Chase, that you'll need to answer. And for the quarterly reporting, where does the PPR and PFR reports get submitted?
those are getting submitted in workNet. I'm not exactly sure where they're at in workNet.
Okay,
Is that the question? I think I understood that, right?
so from what I understand, and we can clarify this for next week.
I guess what it used to be was that they would submit them to the grant manager, but now everything is supposed to be submitted through Illinois WorkNet. And Deborah, is that what you're asking? I just want to make sure. Okay, perfect.
So on here,
Dee, that's my understanding. I don't know if we want to talk about it tomorrow on our call, but that was what I gathered from everything.
right, so from what I understand is if the work plan is entered and approved, the numbers, so for example, and sorry, Don, I keep picking on OAI because they're first in the list. But if they said that they're going to have 8 16 to 24-year-olds, then the reporting dashboard will show how many actual compared to plan there actually were in the system. And so you don't enter anything. It comes from the customers that have been entered into the system. The only thing you're going to enter is the narrative.
He's actually referring to the periodic performance report and the periodic financial reports that the state requires us to have.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So then who are they?
I think those just get uploaded somewhere on WorkNet. I just can't remember exactly what.
Are they getting uploaded under the grantee information? Is that where they want them to go?
I know during one of them we talked about it's wherever the uploads go.
Right here.
Okay.
So under the grantee information, provider information, you'll click on the file uploads. You'll select your project. You'll select your provider if you have access to more than one. And then you'll filter to see what's already there. And then you'll upload the file. And it would be performance, but we don't have an item for that. Let me get Cody to add that really quickly. That can get pushed out tonight. So you would upload and select performance document. And then you would actually select your document and then click the upload button.
And then Chase, if I can ask you,
Sure.
previously with the other grant, we also had cover letters that needed to go. If we're just gonna, do we just upload the PFR and the PPR on their own without that cover?
So I'm not familiar with the cover letters. I know John sent me something about them. I would assume that, so there was a cover letter for each one, correct?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so for right now, when you submit them, go ahead and put the cover letter and just put it in the, like, save it all as one file and then throw it
Oh,
onto the, yeah, I mean, that's what I would say we can do is the easiest way. So then it's all together. And then, yeah, and then so, you know, if there's a performance, yeah, the PPR, the performance report, then yeah, we'll just put it underneath that one tab. So then it all can stick together.
So it would be quarter January 1st through March 31st, 2022.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, however you want to save it. And I mean, you'll want, we might come up with like an actual like file name that we want to have it all saved under, so it's really easy to find them all, but I will let you know before we submit them.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
So Chase, are you telling them to submit both documents as one? Performance and financial as one document?
What I heard was
Did he disappear though? That's the
Yeah.
question.
So what I heard was is they are all going under one document and then uploading that full document.
Okay,
I mean, they obviously won't be merged. It'll be one, and then we'll copy the second one on.
add it as another tab on the
Yeah.
Excel document. All right. Chase, you muted yourself and I don't know what happened, but we aren't hearing you.
Sorry, Dee, I got a call from Patrick right now. I'm on the phone with him.
Okay.
What was the question?
The question was, for my clarification, are you telling everyone to submit both reports in one document?
No, both of them won't be submitted in one document. No, they'll be submitted under the PPR. There should be a thing for the PPR and the PFR, but just the cover letter will be part of the document for each one.
Okay,
Yeah. Does that make more sense?
yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
All right, tell Patrick you're on the TA call to stop bothering you.
Will do.
Okay, anything else that we can answer for you? No? Deborah, I added the financial reports option as a message to the programmer. Okay, I don't see anybody else typing. Nobody's speaking up. So I will post this recording, hopefully yet today, if not by tomorrow.
Hey Dee, this is Emily Perks. I do have one last question. It's a follow-up to my last week question in regards to the students with the front-loaded education and how we're accounting them in the apprenticeship.
Oh,
no-
we talked about that. Hang on just a second. Let me pull up the notes from that meeting. And at this time, 7th. At this time, what we talked about last week will be what you'll do until further information is shared. So you're going to add the wrap, but don't start it. Enter the information for the skill upgrading and retraining, and then enter the wrap and ID once the job is actually started.
So are they technically not counted as apprentices yet then for us?
Correct.
Okay,
Not until they actually start the job.
okay, thank you.
Sure. And if I get further information, I'll share it next week. What's good about this is we have this meeting on Wednesday afternoon and we have the admin meeting on the next day. But if we don't get any resolve on something, then it means that we're delaying one more week for you guys. So I apologize for that, but at least we get your questions and concerns and can discuss them. All right, anything else that we can answer for you? No? All right, well, everybody have a great rest of your day and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.